Hey you guys, my name is Courtney Jay and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Casually Me, all things about me. If you are a returning subscriber, family member, welcome back. If you could tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about pouring into yourself creatively. Today is the day after the full moon in Taurus, which was last night, I believe. If you were in Atlanta or anywhere in the world and you were able to see the moon last night, it was very, very, very pretty. And I was trying to figure out why I was getting a lot of like heavy emotional downloads. I wasn't crying or anything, but I was just having reflections. I had a lot of revelations. I started to pour my thoughts out onto Threads. If you don't know what Threads is basically like Twitter but for Instagram. I released a lot of things and received a lot of clarity, and I felt called to make this video and share that with you guys. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and stay tuned for the video. So if anything in this video is inspirational to you, you can share it. If you feel you resonate with anything, you can share it. This is a safe space here. So let's go ahead and get into the video. The reason why I wanted to title this video Pouring Into Yourself Creatively is because if you've been watching me for the past several years, or if you just tuned into me last year from my YouTube lives, whichever case, then you know that I've been very open about getting through mental blockages in regards to my creative journey. And I started watching some videos from 4 years ago when I was 19 going on 20, and I literally admired how shameless I was. I'm not the same as I was 4 years ago, not even a year ago, not even a couple months ago. Definitely more mature than I was in certain aspects. Definitely more wiser. However, I also have this notion that we are going to be students of the world forever. We're going to always learn new things. Whatever you are not aware of yet, something can happen in your life that makes you aware of it so that you can let those things go. So I've learned to just not be hard on myself in that regard, right? But I was watching my old videos. I was like, where did that spark go? Like before I moved back to Atlanta, I didn't care. Like I was in Charlotte. If you know, you know. Started making my stripper vlogs, and I didn't care. I didn't have no furniture in my house. I had no car. Everything that I have now, I didn't have then. And so then when I tried to do the weekly vlogs again, when I came back out to Atlanta, and I ended up moving in with my auntie Celia, who was the part owner of the dance studio I started training in. So if you've been watching me for a while, then you know like my journey. But if not, there it is. I was doing my weekly vlogs again and I was having fun. But then I stopped after I had to leave where I was at. It's like anytime I've had to deal with adulthood, my focus goes into adulthood and I neglect myself creatively. And just to be transparent so that people can relate or think of it in this way too, you ever notice how when you are unhappy in life, you start to entertain things that just fuel that? You'll start to entertain guys. You'll start to take on substances more. You might abuse things more. You just start doing things to fill that void. And then eventually when you get tired of feeling the void, because I think it catches up to everybody at some point. And some people's consciousness is higher than others. So you'll be able to like get through it differently. Everybody's journey is different. But I know for me, I learned from things, some things quicker than others. But I basically just got tired of feeling up voids, and I realized like that's what I was doing, filling voids with physical pleasures that are temporary, filling voids with being around energies that aren't abundant, that's not benefiting me, that's not helping me prosper. Then I'm just like, let me dive deeper. I've always said that I stopped doing a lot of my old content because I just didn't desire for people to not respect me as a person, especially being in Atlanta. But then I thought about it some more and I'm like, if I had a Kim Kardashian mentality, we all know how Kim Kardashian how she started out. It didn't stop her from becoming as successful as she is now. And me working in nightlife, me dancing at a strip club or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean that I'm not valuable to still have my own success outside of those walls. If anything, that's something that I can use to my advantage. And I've also always stated that the club helped me to even become the woman that I am today, to know my worth and my value, to be confident in any space. Even when it comes to like my glasses, like when I first started dancing, I don't know if people remember, but people used to say on my YouTube all the time, like, why do you wear your glasses? This isn't this. And now I literally get paid to have them. People are drawn to me for them. You know, so that's why it's just like I really had to debunk a lot of fear-based beliefs tied around my life and subconsciously living a life pleasing people that aren't doing anything for me, can't do anything for me, and won't do anything for me. And yes, I value privacy, but I, again, was neglecting myself creatively for the sake of privacy. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like to pour into yourself creatively, you have to literally like sit within yourself and meditate on all your fear-based beliefs. And sometimes you're not even going to know where it came from. Some stuff literally just comes about in the brain. You don't even know where it came from. But we have the power to switch those beliefs because we tell ourselves how we want to live our lives. And I also believe that tuning into people that can pour into you positively is also important. I personally love listening to Shira 7. If you know, you know. Shira 7 is someone that literally has two different channels. A channel on consciousness and a channel for those that desire to live a hypergamous lifestyle. And they all tie into each other because hypergamy is related to abundance. When you have an abundant life, you don't believe in lack. You don't believe in fear. You don't believe in hindering yourself for other people and stopping your success for other people. And also just came to terms with the fact that my success isn't traditional. And I think a lot of us can relate in that regard as well. A lot of us now are embodying more of our creative energy, but we feel like we're still not going to be successful, whether it's because we feel like some industries are oversaturated or everybody's doing the same thing and blase blase. And all I have to say to that is whatever you naturally do without getting paid, that's your passion. You were meant to do that. So just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to do it. You ever notice how you feel so much better when you pursue your desires and your goals? When you're locked in and focused, you don't let anybody play with you. I've had to have times in my life, even recently, where I've had to experience things so that I can move forward and not allow certain things to happen again, especially when it comes to success as a creative. Being a creative person, everything comes from in here and in here. No one can tell you what to create. No one can tell you how to create because it's just in you. It's in your being too. In regards to the energy of the full moon in Taurus, my Venus is ruled in Taurus. My Mercury is ruled in Gemini. And I asked ChatGPT about it. And I'm going to tell you guys what ChatGPT said in regards to my placements. And we love ChatGPT. And I'm going to tell you guys what exactly I said. I said, it's the full moon in Taurus, the reason why I feel like I have to get back to my creative voice and no longer shut myself out because of fear of judgment. And it said, yes, absolutely. You're tuned in right now. The full moon in Taurus is doing exactly what you're describing. It's pushing you to reclaim your voice, trust your creative instincts, and stop dimming yourself out of fear of judgment. Taurus full moons equal self-worth awakenings. Taurus energy is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, expression, and value. When the full moon moves through Taurus, it brings buried emotions about security, authenticity, and self-worth to the surface. That's why you're suddenly feeling, I'm tired of being small, I want to create again, I can't keep waiting for validation. The full moon literally helps to embody your worth instead of chasing it. Because my Venus is ruled by Taurus, this full moon is directly illuminating your creative, sensual, and expressive self. It's not just about money or love. It's about your voice, your artistry, and your ability to attract abundance by being authentic. You're being called to stop filtering yourself because this energy is saying you've been hiding behind fear. It's time to own your softness and your strength. Full moons in general equate to emotional clarity and release. Every full moon brings a culmination. It reveals where you've been holding tension or playing small. Yours is showing you that silence and fear of judgment are no longer aligned. That's why you feel emotional. Your soul knows, but you can't keep betraying your creative truth just to feel safe. Taurus grounds Gemini. You also have Mercury in Gemini, which rules communication and self-expression. This moon helps you slow down your Gemini thoughts and bring your ideas into tangible form, filming, writing, or speaking. Hence me filming right now and me writing on Threads and Twitter. So the spiritual message that ChatGPT gave me for the full moon in Taurus is a creative rebirth. It's reconnecting me to my voice, my beauty, and my confidence. So I say all that to say that it just all makes sense. I don't believe in coincidences. I think everything is in alignment. If you've been watching me for a while, the content that I used to share, I think I'm okay sharing it again because it literally eats me up alive not being able to create how I want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't desire to only do things when certain things are happening. Like, I desire to be free. Maybe it's the Gemini in me. It is the Gemini in me. I'm an air sign. I like to be free. I have to be free. And when I'm holding myself in a box, my reality isn't fulfilled. The people that I was holding myself in a box for aren't even in my life. So what am I holding myself in a box for? The people that are meant to be in your life when you're on your creative journey, whatever your creativity ties into, they're going to stay with you. They're going to stick. And again, once you go through enough BS in life, you'll start to have the mentality that you really don't care how people think and what people feel because they're going to say things regardless. And you can choose to have an objective standpoint and not even care about that type of stuff and not even believe any of that type of energy. It's your world. No one is in control of your world. You are in control of your world and what happens in it and what you do with it. So I'm excited that I have my creative energy back, that my inspiration came back. I'm happy that I've been able to still keep my authenticity with you guys and being open about my journey because I'm not the only person that feels like this. There's people all over the world that are having silent battles and they think it's because of the world or depression for materialistic things when whole time you just got to tap into your creative energy. We're creative beings. When you create, you feel the most free. When you don't feel free, you feel stuck. And to get out of that stuck, you have to let go of all the fear-based beliefs that you have so that you can move forward and allow yourself to start over as many times as you need to. One thing I love about myself and Casually Me and the content I share is that I've never been afraid to share me starting over because this is a part of the journey and a part of the process. I'm only 24. I've been living on my own since I was 19. If you know my story, you know my story. I left my mom's house in 2018. And I don't know what was in the air from 2018 to 2021, but the way that I was in my creative bag, the way I was on Twitter, like, I was really, like, there, you know? And I think a part of me also felt like because I matured so much, I just didn't want certain things to carry with me anymore. But you know what? It's whatever. You know, that's growth. And I think that's what people will cherish most about me, the fact that they can see my growth. And growth is natural because we all go through it. So, left my mom's house 2018, came to Atlanta, left Atlanta, came back to Atlanta, left Atlanta, so on and so forth. And I was just, you know, I was just outside living life, shameless, didn't care about nothing. Didn't care about nothing. Got my life together physically, and now it's time to just have that balance again as an adult, as a 24-year-old adult. You know, last year, I was engaged in an energy that didn't help me, and I had to just deal with it. I had to sit in it, and I had to deal with it. And I got through it. And I always told myself that I was going to get through it, and it was never going to keep me stuck. And I can say that 2025 has been a year where I've given myself the opportunity to do everything that I didn't do last year. I've been able to accomplish a lot of things and speak a lot of things into my life. And now I can say that I have clarity on how I want to move forward with my life with no fear of judgment anymore. Because this is my life, and whoever's supposed to discover my life and stick is going to stick, and everything else doesn't matter. So again, if anything in this video resonated with you, please feel free to share that in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. And I just love you guys so much. I love everybody that has supported me throughout the years since I was 19. I appreciate all the people that are new, finding me, discovering me through my dancing, my lives, and everything else under the sun. Life is amazing. It is what you make it. Live life and be pretty. And stay consistent with yourself. And if you're feeling stuck, it's okay to feel stuck. It's not going to stay forever. Eventually, it'll go away and you'll get back into your bag. And once you get back into your bag from a higher place, you're going to be so much more assertive with your standards, your boundaries, your worth, and your value, and pouring into yourself creatively, where what you used to have to deal with, you won't have to deal with it no more. And I can promise you that. I love you guys so much. And until next time, my lovelies. Bye. So you just who I was, outside of the things that a man can be done.